Thank you for joining me today. It's Brian Gubernick, and welcome to the No Days Off podcast, where we believe that every single day brings a new opportunity to get better. Let's get into it. Today, I want to talk about your business, and I want to talk about ways that you can, in fact, grow your business in the next 12 months or grow your individual production over the next year or so. Okay, here are 7 ways that I want you to think around. And again, it might sound like it's very much geared towards sales business, because I guess it actually is. But the fact of the matter is, all businesses are sales businesses in some respects. So let's run through this list, get you thinking around the ways that starting today, you can in fact grow your business in the next 12 months. Number 1, if you want to double your sales or double your production. I know this is going to sound like a goofy one, right? But it has to be said. If you want to double production, double sales, double your effort, double your activities. Now, it's like, Brian, what kind of breakthrough is that? It's not. It's basic. It's mundane. It's the obvious. And you know what I've found in business, as many of you would probably found the same? Sometimes the most obvious things are the ones that are overlooked. Sometimes the things that are so much in our face, like we look past them and try to come up with a new creative thing to do. Well, guess what? I'm just a firm believer. I've seen it over the course of my 20 plus year business career that putting in a bit more effort on the right things might produce a bit more result. So if you are getting certain results out of making 10 phone calls today and you want to double your result without changing anything else, you double your phone calls to 20. Or if you're at 20, you double to 40. Or if you're at 40, you double to 80. And you're like, Brian, come on. There's simpler ways. Yeah, maybe. But in terms of the most controllable, your effort is probably number 1. That is the one thing that you can, without question, adjust today and get a different result. So number 1 thing you could be doing, increase the effort. Can't argue against hard work. Number 2, increase your conversion rates. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Before an actual sale, there are a number of things that must occur for that sale to happen. In other words, in order to have a sale, you've got to have an appointment. In order to have an appointment, you've got to have a valuable conversation. In order to have a valuable conversation, you've got to actually dial or reach out to a prospect. There are points of conversion throughout each one of those metrics that I described. Phone call to conversation, conversation to appointment, appointment to sale. If you study your numbers, and that's really what you should be doing here, study your numbers, you understand where your deficiencies may lie. If you have a certain appointment rate, but you're not closing, well, now you know there's a deficiency. There's something going on during your presentation that you have to improve. So study your numbers, understand where the opportunity lies, improve such that your opportunity is seized and your conversion rate increases. So if you want to increase your business, get better skilled at the areas that increase your conversion. Number 3, understand your dollar per hour and add leverage to your world. If you want to increase your production, if you want to increase your sales, stop doing things that are less than your dollar per hour. In other words, stop doing activities that are below your hourly wage. Instead, outsource those things. Get them off your plate so that you could be spending time on those things that make you money, that lead to greater sales or greater production. You could also add leverage by hiring somebody, or by hiring somebody just to handle a portion of activity that's below your pay grade. Point being, be more strategic with your time, buy back your time, and spend your time on those things that create revenue, and get rid of those things that do not. So if you want to increase your production, add leverage. Number 4, Stop being a secret agent. Stop being a secret business person. If you want to increase your production, increase your business starting today, make sure everybody knows what it is you do, what it is you sell, and why, in fact, it's valuable. I know that sounds so obvious, but so many people do not share with the world what it is they do and why it's valuable, and then wonder why their peers or their prospects shop somewhere else. Think about it. Does everybody know that you sell such and such service? Does everybody know that you sell, this widget, this product? Do they know, what you do day in and day out? Or do you compartmentalize your life like so many people do because they find it to be an easier way to live? Well, the more people that know about what it is you do and what it is you sell and what it is that you do that in fact brings value, the more buyers you actually have. So ask yourself, does everybody know what it is I do? And if the answer is no, we'll figure out a way to convey that to everybody around you. Number 5, if you want to increase your production or increase your sales, specialize. Find a niche. Stop being a generalist and start focusing on an area or 2 or 3 that you could become a master of and separate yourself from the competition. I remember early in my real estate career, I was focused on distressed sales. Did I know how to sell traditional real estate? Sure. But my marketing was, listen, I don't do this or I don't do that. I work on homes where there is, in fact, distress. There's challenges with your bank or there's foreclosure or whatever it may be. And then later on in my career, when that was no longer the market, my focus was on homes that did not sell the first time around when they were on the market. So my niche, my specialty, was in working with those homes that did not sell the first time they were on the market. Because I was a specialist, I was able to separate myself from the pack. Number 6, always ask for referrals, especially from people that you are currently doing business with while you're in the process of doing business. So many people are unwilling to ask for business from people that they've already done business with. Even fewer are willing to ask for business for people they're currently doing business with. But if you believe you're valuable, if you believe you're an expert, if you believe that you are making a difference for your clients, then you should absolutely have the confidence to always be asking, who do you know that I could be helping with their challenge? Who do you know that might benefit from my service or my product? Always be asking for business. Remember, you're a small business owner. So are a lot of the people around you. And we all have the exact same problem. What is that? Lead generation. So when you go to your dentist, or when you go to your accountant, or when you go to your lawyer, ask them for business. Because guess what? They should be providing business to you just like you're providing your business to them. That's how small business owners support one another. You've got to ask for it though. The last thing, if you want to increase your sales, increase your business right now, you need to forge a stronger bond with those people that already know you, like you, and trust you. Now, this isn't just about being a secret agent. I'm talking about your sphere of influence, the people in your iPhone right now. How frequently are you interacting with those people? How consistent are you with that interaction? And what's the quality of that interaction? Here's the scoop. People will forget about what it is you do if you fail to interact with them roughly every 17 to 21 days. So your job is to make sure that every few weeks, everybody that's important to you, that's in your sphere of influence, they know what it is you do, your name, what it is you do, and how to reach you, what value you provide. Now, that doesn't mean you have to call them all constantly and say, hey, it's Brian, here's what I do. But email, letter, text, phone call, client event, social media post. Your job is to come up with a number of different ways such that every 17 or so days, every few weeks, you are interacting with them so they never forget. So, in order to increase your business immediately, in the next, right now, but for the next 12 months, you want to double that business, Put in more effort. Focus on your conversion. Add leverage in doing those things that, do those things that you really should be doing instead of those things that are below your dollar per hour. Stop being a secret business person. Make sure everyone knows what you do. Specialize, find a niche. Make sure you're asking everybody for referrals, and then make certain that your interaction with your sphere of influence is consistent, is frequent, and has value. On that note, thank you for joining me here today at the No Days Off podcast. Really appreciate your support. Make certain that you're sharing this podcast with everybody. I want to make a difference in as many people's lives as we possibly can. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, every single day brings a new opportunity to get better. So let's get after it.